Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share a tumbler table topper that I made, and also a couple of tumbler table runners, and also share just a few thoughts about putting them together. I have a new PDF pattern. I've shared a couple of these runners previously, and I always get emails from people who want to know they want the exact pattern for putting it together. So I've got that PDF ready for you now, and just thought I'd jump in and film a video and talk a little bit about it, and we'll have a link to that PDF, and let's get started. Okay, so I have three of my tumbler table runners here to show you. You'll notice that these two are the same size. This is Primitive Gatherings Farmhouse from the first collection, I believe, and it's just all scrappy grays. And then I also did a navy one where I used our fabrics, a little bit of Bonnie and Camille, and a little bit of Lella Boutique. I made both of the gray one and the navy one last winter. And so this fall, I had some scraps left over from some other projects and decided to make this little topper. This is a little bit shorter. That's the great thing about these. You can measure your space, and you can make the runner or topper to the exact size that you need it. And in fact, I had actually sewn, I believe, 6 of these rows together, took it down, put it on my table, realized that I could fit one more row, and ran back to my sewing room and added another row. So it's really customizable. And I will have it's also very charm pack friendly. So if you have extra charm squares, those are the perfect size fabrics to cut your tumblers from. I will have a PDF available for this, and well, it's available now, and you can download it. It's not available in printed form, it's PDF only. But I also wanted to share with you, so I have some leftover tumblers, and I just store them. Actually, I put all of the ones that are the same together when I'm putting these runners together, because I'll cut, 5 or 6 from every fabric. And so I'll just lay them all out like this. And I actually do lay this entire runner out before I sew any rows together, just so that I can get a good mix of the fabrics. But I just wanted to show you, it's so simple, but you alternate. There's a wide bottom and a narrow top, and you just flip them. So it goes wide, narrow, wide, narrow. And so I will just lay out the entire project. And when you get to the next row, the narrow sides go together then, and the wide sides go together. So you just lay them out, and like I said, get a large table or somewhere where you can work if you're making a bigger project, and just lay them all out together. And so anyway, these were left over from this project. I'll probably make another small one, and I'm getting ready to cut up some of my Christmas scraps and make some Christmas versions of this as well. It's such a great scrap project. When you sew them together, because the template has the little notches, it's super easy to line up the sides. It'll look offset like that when you sew them, but you just sew your 1/4 inch seam. And I actually did press everything in one row, one direction, everything in the next row, the next direction. Alternate those pressing in between the rows, and then I press the seams. I believe I press them all in one direction before sending it off to the quilter. Okay, so like I mentioned, I do have the PDF and it has the template for the tumblers. But another option is to use the AccuQuilt Go Cutter. They have a tumbler template. That's a little bit of a tongue twister there. And it has 3 different tumbler shapes on one layout. So you can either use one fabric if you have longer pieces and cut 3 at a time, or you can just layer charm squares on top of these. Or if you have strips of fabric, you can, I've just kind of rolled them up, and you can cut up to 8 at a time, 8 layers of fabric. So that would give you 24 tumblers that you can cut at a time if you have access to the AccuQuilt system. And it is just called, I'll tell you exactly what it's called. It's the Go Multiple Tumbler 55015. And so I have really enjoyed using that. I know that there is a little bit of waste here, but I figure if I'm using my scraps, I'm already using scraps. It's already a bonus, and so I don't worry about the waste using the template. If you're hand cutting them yourself from the template on my PDF, I suggest either making a template using template plastic or using freezer paper and making a whole bunch of templates. And when they start kind of getting misshapen, you can just throw them away. So those are a few different options for making really simple tumbler, runner, and topper projects. And actually, this whole technique, you know, it applies to tumblers of any size, and there are quite a few different templates out there that you can buy, acrylic templates, anywhere from small to large. And so it's the same, you lay them out the same way and sew them together the same way. It's just a really fun way to use your scraps. Okay, so that's it for our little talk about tumblers today. Tumblers really are one of my favorite ways to use up scraps. When I have pieces left over from projects, I am always looking at them and thinking, can I cut some tumblers out with those fabric scraps? Because it's just a great, simple table runner project and table topper for this one. You can size it to any piece of furniture that you want to use it on, and it's just a great way to make a scrap quilt project. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.